Fit to Love is physical, emotional, and spiritual fitness to achieve the happy life you deserve. From exercise to cooking, relationships, and spirituality, you'll find all the inspiration you need right here with our host, JJ Flizanes.
Welcome to Fit to Love, Movement Mondays, all about exercise, all about movement, all about you. If you have an exercise you'd like us to address on a future show, please make sure to send us an email, info@invisiblefitness.com. Enjoy the show. Today's show, all muscles pull, not push. One of the biggest myths about exercise and motions in exercise is that some muscles pull and some muscles push. That's actually not true at all. Let me explain to you how muscle contracts. In order for you to use a muscle and work it, it has to do what's called a concentric contraction. That means the muscle is shortening. So what's actually happening is that muscle is pulling together. So in the case of, let's say, a chest press, which is what most people think is a push, you are pushing weights up. Well, if you're pushing weights up, you're probably not using your chest the best way that you could. You're probably missing a whole bunch of muscle fibers that aren't getting activated because your mind isn't connected to them, because this muscle doesn't push. Your arms may push, but the muscle itself is pulling. So let's go over what the chest looks like and how muscles pull and how they contract. So we're going to focus on the chest for right now. So my pectoralis major originates at my sternum, which is your chest bone, okay? And it actually has fibers that just like my hand is doing, fans out over my chest and attaches about right here on my humerus. So this fiber direction looks like this. And as I've explained, in order for a muscle to contract, you have to shorten it. Now, in the case of the chest, the sternum is not going to move, hopefully. And you're going to move this point closer to this point. In order to do that, this has to come closer. So when you're thinking of doing a chest press, most people push. And they're focused on the back of the arm and that pushing motion. But again, like I told you, this is a pulling motion. So here's what I want to do to emphasize that so that you really are really clear, and it's a really fun exercise. So you're gonna grab a broom or a stick that's not weighted, and I'm gonna explain this sitting up, but we're gonna do it laying down because I wanna be able to explain what you're supposed to be thinking about. So the point of the exercise is to show you that even though you're gonna do this motion, which by the way, would not be a chest exercise while I'm sitting up because gravity pulls down. And in order for you to resist muscle, you need to be working in the same plane of motion as its motion. So a chest press is in this horizontal plane. I would need something in the same plane pulling me in the opposite direction in order to resist it. That's what makes it an exercise for the chest. So ladies, when you're in your aerobics classes and you have the weights here and you're doing this, it's not working your chest. You're contracting your chest, but the weight in the hand is a completely different, it's gravity based. And your motion's going like this, they don't line up. Also, I've seen people do crazy back exercises with free weights and they're doing this. Okay, again, my back is pulling in the horizontal plane and gravity goes here. So while the weight's in your hands, you'll feel it in your bicep, you're not getting any of that resistance in your back. So just to make sure we're clear that don't do this sitting up, do it laying down. So you're going to do this motion of like a chest press with a bench, or a bench press with a barbell. And you're not going to move your hands. But on the first three of them, I want you to pretend that you're moving your hands close together as if you're sliding them together, or you're going to break this thing in half by pulling in. All right, you're going to activate the in part. Then I want you to, and you're going to continue to do this motion, but you're going to pull in on the way up, and then relax, and then pull in again on the way up. After you've done it 3 or 4 times, now we're going to reverse it. You're going to pull out as if you were pulling in out towards the ends of the stick or end of the broom. And you're going to keep doing this motion, but on the way up, you're going to pull out, and you're going to concentrate on the muscles that pull out, okay? So go ahead and do that on the floor, and then come right back. Okay, so now you did it. What did you feel? Well, if you did it properly, as you were moving the bar away from you and pulling in, you were activating your bicep. You would have felt it on the inside of the arm. When you were pulling out, you would have been activating the tricep because you were pulling it out. Here's what I want you to all understand from this. It was the same exact motion. The whole time, your hands didn't move, your arms didn't move, you did the same motion, but what you were thinking about is what activated the muscle. So even though you're doing motions, if you're not mindful about it, if you don't understand what you're working and what you need to be feeling and activating and pulling from, you're probably not doing yourself justice in getting the most out of your exercise. So again, all muscles pull, no muscle pushes, and stay tuned for next week when I show you how to use your chest muscle in the most advantageous way to build chest muscle, activate all those fibers. Think about pulling. It's going to really make a difference in your exercise. So come on back next week so we can focus on the chest.
The Fit to Love podcast show offers you 6 days a week of helpful content to achieve the happy life you deserve. Movement Mondays and Tasty Tuesdays are weekly videocasts, while Wellness Wednesdays, Thoughtful Thursdays, Freedom Fridays, and Sexy Saturdays are audio-only shows themed every week to address your holistic life and needs. If this show inspired you, we would love for you to share it and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining us today. Head on over to fittolove.tv for recaps of every show, resources, and to join the community. That's FIT, the number 2, LOVE.TV. Have a fit and fabulous day.